Hello, YouTube family. I hope everybody's day went well and that you're ready for the rest of the week. You guys got your little tune-ups in. My last video, I mentioned that things might be looking a little better considering that ICE is drawing down in different cities. But, there's still the issue of them building these detention centers. And, my thing is this: if you're, gathering up all of these dangerous people to deport, what are you going to do with detention centers? Why do you need so many of them? We already have prisons, and there are detention centers that have been in use for decades. So why do you need more? You're spending a lot of my money more. I don't like that. Too much of our money is being spent on garbage. When I looked at I did a little research and I found out that most of these ICE facilities are actually privately owned. They are they're not owned by the government, but they're contracted. And there's an issue with over 60% of the people that are detained by ICE are not people who have any type of record. I was wondering why, you seem to be hearing so much, or why we seem to be hearing so much about people who, American citizens who are being detained. When you look at the data, it's very easy to figure out why. The average cost to house a detained person is anywhere from 150 to 165 per person per day. And there's one company where that actually exceeds $180 for the day. And that's for the day. And that's whether you're there for the day or for a few hours. They're going to get paid for the day. Listen, this is all about making serious money. I mean, some people may have heard about the prison industrial complex. This makes that look like a part-time job. This is why ICE is doing what it's doing and why the government isn't saying anything about it. It's a business arrangement. Plain and simple. It's a business arrangement. People are getting paid. And if people are getting paid off of this private jail, I'm sure that there's some money sliding under the table somewhere. It usually works like that, especially when you're dealing with the government and a private entity. It's just madness. Some of the companies that are involved in this have been, they've been not building, but using these facilities since 2017. The sad thing about that is that this is not what ICE was developed for. ICE came about right after 9/11. And, their original mission was to investigate and detain aliens in this country, people who are illegal. If you remember, all of the participants in 9/11 were all illegal. I think they should have been caught when they said they didn't want to know how to land the plane, but who am I? As the companies were getting paid, they didn't care. So, I mean, you're talking about an agency that was conceived in 2002 and was officially, they officially began business in, I believe, '03. But yeah, the original mission was investigations, security threats, and targeted enforcement. And those were people who were in the country. They either had removal orders, or they were considered an enemy alien or a dangerous alien, and they had to be confiscated, detained, and moved out of the country. Listen, they are so far ahead of that mission at this point. I mean, when you come down to the point of shooting and killing American citizens in the street, I think you've went way past your mission statement. Way past. I watched Hakeem Jeffries this evening. Excuse me. Trying to outtalk Joy Reid. And I think he just kind of represents the weakness of the Democratic Party, in the sense that, you know, they keep saying that they're going to do this and they're going to do that, but all they really seem to be doing with the Republicans is going along to get along. That's what I'm seeing. I could be wrong, but I'm not seeing any real pushback. You know, anything that's really substance, you know, that has any substance to it. You know, Republicans go about doing whatever the hell it is they want to do. And, you know, the Democrats are screaming and pumping their fists in the air. Oh, we're angry. But they never seem to get anything done. You know, it's kind of, it's depressing after a while. But, yeah, something has to be done about ICE. You know, Joy Reid suggested to Jeffries that they should abolish ICE. He was at a loss for words. Literally, he was at a loss for words. You have to see the interview. You know, he started, you know, hemming and hawing and stammering, and I'm like, really, what is he having, you know, some type of breakdown? But abolish ICE? No, it's not anything he wants to be a part of. And he said as much. He actually got offended when one of the other guests on the show, you know, suggested that, you know, you need to be a little more forceful. You know, he told him, you know, the guy told him, he said, well, leaders lead. Hakeem Jeffries got upset about, you know, about the implication that maybe he wasn't being a real leader. That got him upset. Not Americans getting shot in the street. You know, not Americans being detained, being snatched out of their homes and cars, but the fact that he was called a would-be leader. Listen, we got to do what we got to do at the ballot office, at the ballot box. These people got to go. They have to go, because they're not doing anything that's progressive in terms of protecting and advancing our interest with their office while they're in office. It's just we got to vote them out. Simple as that. Folks, I'll see you guys on the next video. Everybody be safe and have a great day. Peace.